Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a second video to you today that's of interest to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is the subject of courtesy and the social conventions, expectations in a few minutes. There seems to be some opportunity for people to better understand what is required or expected. Well, first of all, very little courtesy is required, if any. By definition, it's optional. It's something else if it's required. Courtesy is something extended by choice as a gesture of kindness, usually. But it's the by choice part that is confusing to people. Choice has become confusing to people in all forms, apparently. And I want to clarify a couple of examples that happen frequently, that recently happened to me, for example, just today. There's something called chivalry, if you've heard of chivalry. It's a type of courtesy where traditionally male people will give extra treatment, good treatment, beneficial treatment to females, usually. That's the idea. And chivalry is not dead, but again, there's opportunity for better understanding of the idea that it's not required. It's something that is offered when it's thought to be offered, when it's felt and wanted to be offered, but to expect it, to demand it, to penalize somebody in a real or unspoken way even is you're at that point it's no longer being regarded as a courtesy at all. It's being regarded as a protocol, and it's no longer chivalry is the point. if it's required or if it's expected. So, the same is true for tipping, right? And this is the age-old conundrum of what do you say about a person who chooses not to tip nowadays? Is it unacceptable? I mean, there's the argument that people work for tips, and yes, that's true, but is that the burden of the consumers? Is that the problem of the shoppers that go in and decide for whatever reason that they shouldn't need a reason? It's up to them to tip. Traditionally, the idea is if you like the service and you feel up to it. Am I wrong about that? I mean, sure, there's more to it, but the problem is someone else's. The problem isn't the waitress or waiter. It's probably the economic system that is forcing these people at gunpoint to earn a living, if we want to be accurate about it. I don't believe it's fair to blame people who choose not to tip, whether or not they're being generous. It's not fair to judge them or even mentally judge them, I think. And the same is true for courtesy. There's common courtesy, which might be the only exception. Common courtesy is something that is part of the unwritten social contract. If you've heard of that, I'm going to say that one more time. Common courtesy is part of the unwritten social contract. And there is an unwritten social contract where certain, things like not cutting in line, just not generally being overly hostile, abusive, or aggressive to people, or being obnoxious. There's a million ways that someone can easily violate the unwritten social contract, and there in fact is one that we don't need to itemize all the behaviors that are good or bad. It's kind of a personal space thing. If you're going out of your way, if the reason you're doing something is to be annoying, that's a violation. The motive and the effect define the behavior. I'm going to say that again. The motive and the effect define not just the behavior, but anything. The reason for it, the cause and the effect, the context, that is. Anyway, chivalry is great. I love to be chivalrous, personally. I love to hold doors open. I love to pay for my date when I have a date. I love to do all that stuff if it's not expected. Now, there's the catch, right? Once it's expected, it takes the fun out of it. It's no longer my gesture. It's expected. It's just the way. And I don't know how else to say it except that when you take the choice away from somebody, it belongs to somebody else. If I'm not the one responsible for making the decision, I can't own the outcome. I cannot own the benefit from it. And I want to be part of it. I want to be the one who made that choice for the party, for us, for two people, whatever, whoever's involved. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Reach out with questions or comments to whiteheartrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.